Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Boris Walker here, and it's about time we discussed something really big. Hogwarts Legacy. A game that has been so controversial to this very day that so many people are, for one reason or another, refusing to even stream it, while others are pretty much biting the bullet to do so. Where do I stand on the game? Where do I stand on the reaction to it? And what crazy shit may or may not happen on this stream with this discussion? I do want to say, for anybody that is either watching this live or as after the stream is over via the VOD, that we all have a nice conversation. No drama, no trash talking, just nice, respectful conversation. Because even if you're under a username, that does not stop you from using your brain and being respectful to other people who may or may not share the same opinions that you have in regard to this whole situation. Now let's talk about the game itself. The game has been very controversial for however long it's been deemed as such, only because of comments made by the author of the Harry Potter series, J.K. Rowling. And I want to go on record right now and say that I personally do not care for J.K. Rowling. I do not agree with the comments that she made in regard to transgender people. But I'm starting with this because it should be started off with this. I should also like to point out that I am, to this day, a fan of the Harry Potter series, but I just don't really care for the person who happened to be the writer of the series. Because again, she made comments that I don't at all agree with. So that's been the whole key to this whole controversy. Aside from the real small bit of the time period that it takes place in, and how the creatures of goblins, I believe it was, are being depicted as, that honestly, as controversial as that may or may not be, at the same time, but that's not really getting anywhere. Literally nobody is talking about that, and if they are, it's a little small detail that people bring up every so often in regard to the game. Because everybody is so focused on the J.K. Rowling side of it. Wholeheartedly. The whole friggin' thing involves J.K. Rowling, like 99.9% of it. And so, this game has been so controversial, I honestly believe it is the most controversial game of modern times, with Cyberpunk 2077 honestly being one of the few right behind it. That being said, Hogwarts Legacy is still to this day being very well contested by not everybody, but a number of people from the trans community have downright, what's the word I'm looking for here? They've downright put the game on full blast. A number of them have said, under no uncertain terms, that they will not support this game, for one reason or for obvious reasons, because J.K. Rowling is getting royalties from the game that, aside from getting her permission, she obviously has nothing to do with. Um, but it's because of J.K. Rowling getting royalties. That's why a number of people won't play the game. Um, as well as a few other things like, they're not a fan of Harry Potter, so they don't want to play the game. Which, either way, regardless of the reason why people don't, why anybody doesn't want to play the game, or whether they do want to play the game, I respect your decision. I want to say that right now. I respect the decision of anybody who chooses to play or not play the game. But there is one decision that I will never, ever, ever step behind, that I will ever support. And another number of people in the trans community have gone on record and went off on these people that have done these people that have done what I'm about to describe. And that is to harass or bully anybody who is or who has been playing the game or is considering to play the game. I even had a person, I won't say the names, but if they're watching this, whether live or VOD, they know who they are. I've had somebody even say that they're going to block anybody that supports this game. And for me personally, I can't really get behind that. Because to me, I feel like blocking people is really very petty. Just unfollow the person. So that way, because to me, why would you need to block them? To me, blocking the only time I could ever understand, I could agree with somebody being blocked, would be if they are being, they're making you feel uncomfortable, they are being very disrespectful to you. That kind of thing I can understand. But to say you're going to block somebody because how dare they support this game that I don't like, that's honestly to me as petty as the people that are going to these live streams and harassing and bullying the people that are choosing to play the game or have been streaming the game. And before anybody even dares trying to tell me that no such thing is going on, there is no harassment, there is no bullying going on, where's the proof that this is going on? Two things. First off, look it up on YouTube. All you have to do is search up Hogwarts Legacy harassment, and there will be so many videos showing people being harassed and or bullied because they're playing this one game that people just don't like. It's literally there. The reason why they want to act like it's not there is because they want to continue to. They just don't want to. They just don't. They just want to believe some false narrative that it doesn't happen, but it does. I acknowledge the fact that there are trans hate groups. I acknowledge that fact, but I also acknowledge the fact that there are people who are. There are a number, not the whole group, but there are a number of trans people who are taking this all completely out of proportion. Well, anybody for that matter. Well, a number of other people outside of the trans community for that matter that are taking this game out of proportion. There's actually part of a video that I want to play to support my basis that there are people that are getting harassed and bullied over this. And again, you can always just look it up on YouTube. Hogwarts Legacy harassment, and I mean, heck, like just days after the stream started coming out, there was somebody who was being harassed by people over him playing the game to the point where his girlfriend cried. because the level of harassment was so bad. It's just ridiculous, man. And I will say this much. I respect the people who are basically, stating their own opinion on the game, but they're not going to the same level of going to a stream just to say, well, this game is terrible because it's not, this game is so bad. Why are you wasting your time playing this game? Why not play this other game or any other game for that matter? Why not play that? Then you have those very same people that want to go on social media and talk a lot of smack. Well, not all of them. Again, not all of them are doing this. But there are so many people that are going on social media, the power of anonymity, giving them the ability to, uh, hold on. Sorry about that. Anyway, if that number was coming in, talk about something real quick. So I'll just state for the record. I respect anybody. I have no problem respecting the opinion of others, as long as the same person is not going and harassing other people just because they're playing a game that the person doesn't like. I can't stress that enough. Because to me personally, there are games on my own reason, for my own reasons that I don't like. But that is not stopping me from continuing to support somebody just because they're playing this one game and they've streamed this one game however many times they've streamed it, but they occasionally play it. I don't go to anybody's stream and act like, well, they have to play they shouldn't play this game, they should play another game, because I don't like the game that they're playing. That is trying to dictate another person's channel, and that is a big no-no in the world of YouTube and Twitch. That is a very big no-no. Because, how would you feel if somebody were to go onto your streams and do that to you? Nobody would like it. Hell, I wouldn't even like it. But yet people feel the need to be like this. If anybody was doing it to them, they wouldn't like it, but yet they think it's okay for them to do it to others. Just because the power of anonymity is the only thing that quote unquote protects them. And I put that in quotations because, as I've said before, there are two questions to counteract the claim of, I never said it. Somebody else said it on my account. The two questions being, you really would allow anybody? Would you really would allow anybody, even if it's just some people, you would still allow somebody to have access to your account? And number two, are you really dumb enough to leave the window open? Leave the window of your social media, your streaming service of any type. You're really ballsy enough to leave that open while you're out doing something else? Because, dude, that really a good argument there. But still, the fact of the matter is, With anonymity, people just seem to not have a brain. Not everybody acts very stupid. People like yours truly tries their damnedest not to act stupid. There are a number of people that hide behind anonymity that actually are very smart. But they might still have something that I don't agree with. They might have an opinion that I don't agree with. And vice versa. I might have an opinion that they don't agree with. But as long as we have a more adult conversation and not the bullcrap, oh, I don't know what else to say, so I'm going to start pointing fun at you now. Those type of people, I have no time for. They are a literal waste of my time for anybody that acts like that. And I've had that happen to me, I want to say, like 3 to 5 times. But with that being said, that's going to beg the question. There was a question that I had about, what was going on Twitter. Because, of course, it's got to be on Twitter, right? The only question that I had was, and I'm reaching my hand out for a reason. In regard to Hogwarts Legacy, is that really the only thing, the only game that the people are going off on, or will they even go off on people who own games like these, the movie tie-in video games of Harry Potter, and even the little spin-off games like the Harry Potter Quidditch game, or the Lego Harry Potter games, even though, like the Lego Harry Potter games, will they go off on anybody that plays them too? Or is it just this one game? Because if you're going to go off on a series or on a video game, you've got to be consistent. Otherwise, you're going to be looked at as being picky as hell. Because that's the truth. I feel like that's the big key there. Some of them may actually go off on me for owning a Harry Potter game that isn't Hogwarts Legacy. But they might also just go, but there may be some that are just going to go off on people who own just that one game and not the whole series. So let me tell you guys something here. For me personally, if I ever buy Hogwarts Legacy, I'm not saying I'm going to, because I'm honestly still thinking on it. If I'm buying this game, I'm actually going to buy it just because I was one of the kids that grew up reading the Harry Potter books, watching the Harry Potter movies, playing a few of the Harry Potter games, even if they're Lego Harry Potter, but still growing up with them. Does that instantly make me a transphobic person just because I'm supporting a series that just so happens to have been written by a transphobic writer? I don't think so. I really don't think so, because you could like a series, but also disagree with the author or other variation of a creator of something based on their viewpoints. People seem to forget that you can do that. People seem to forget that, everybody is entitled to their own opinions. People seem to forget that it doesn't hurt to respect others' opinion, especially when you want others to respect your opinion. And anybody who tells me I'm wrong in any of those situations, I'm sorry to say, but people just tend to have, long story short, people just tend, like when they go on the internet, a number of people tend to forget that common sense is a thing. Common sense is definitely a thing, but it just so happens that people just seem to forget that a number of people seem to forget that mentality, regardless of the reason of what the discussion is on social media, whether it's on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, even So that is the key issue, but then this is the key issue. People are taking the time out of their day to harass and bully the VTubers, streamers, content creators, whatever you are. If you choose to play the game, the people are going to... And that's the reason why there are some people like myself who are not sure about wanting to buy the game or not. Because of people going to another person's videos or streams and basically being assholes to them. And as I said before, if anybody dares to tell me there is no such thing of harassment or bullying going on in regard to this game, people playing this game, you should look it up on YouTube. Since how you're watching it now, put up a new tab. Go on to youtube.com on another tab and look up Hogwarts Legacy harassment. And you are going to see video after video after video after video after video of people being harassed just because they're playing this one game that people want to flip their fucking lid on just because a certain author who said certain things is being paid royalties. And honestly, if I ever decide to get the game, again, I've not decided on getting it or not. But I will say, so many people who bought the game or played it because they grew up with the Harry Potter series. And honestly, if they have to buy the game knowing full well that some of that money is going to go toward J.K. Rowling because of royalty, the royalties, that's a small price you have to pay. That's just how it is. That's just how it is in life. You may not like the author, you may not like a person involved in the book, a movie, a TV show, a comic book, a radio show. You could a music band, a music group. You could go off on any of them. But people are still going to listen to the music, still read the book, still watch the TV show, movie, or the movie, still listen to the radio, because they enjoy that piece of work. This is nothing. This whole ordeal has nothing against the trans community. It's just a bunch of people from the trans community, but not the whole community, who are taking this game so far out of proportion to the point to where there's a fucking literal website. I said literal, not liberal. A whole fucking literal website centered on trying to find streamers, VTubers, and content creators who are playing this game. Now, I'm going to stand for the record. I have no problem respecting others' opinions as long as they're being respectful in regard to their opinion. But making a website like this, in regard to this, with the intention of trying to find and possibly harass and or bully streamers, content creators, VTubers, whatever. It's about one of the lowest things you could possibly ever do. And we haven't even hit the barrel of people getting death threats over a fucking video game. I don't give a damn what kind of video game it is. I don't give a damn. Well, with exception, I don't give a damn about, what kind of video game it is. I don't give a damn about, petty things. Because Because there's more to this game than just the fact that that it that it's going to be giving J.K. Rowling some money because of royalties. This is a piece of work that many people have worked on for however long they've been working on this. They've been working on this game for so long that it's not even funny. They have been making the game, and they want to show off their work, but people are going against it because of somebody who, outside of being paid royalties, had absolutely nothing to do with the game. Absolutely nothing. But of course, people want to spin it in some way, shape, or form that it's somehow transphobic, that when in reality, if you actually played the game, you'd realize that there actually is at least one transgender person in the game. That the people who are playing it are transphobic when there have been at least 2 people who have thought about making at least one person who has thought about making a charity stream for, in support of transgender people while playing the game, That has garnered controversy. That people who are playing the game are automatically transphobic when, as I've said before, there's so many people who played the game who I guarantee you are supporters of the LGBTQ plus community. Again, yours truly is one of them. But instead of using their brain and understanding that maybe, just maybe, that a number of the people, probably not all of them, but a number of the people who are playing this game are doing so because they have enjoyed the Harry Potter franchise, and they want to continue supporting the franchise, but not the person involved with the franchise, just the franchise itself. I'm pretty sure you can do that. And just try to have fun. But this has gotten to a particular point that it's caused people to feel like they shouldn't play the game anymore because of the constant harassment and bullying. Now, as I mentioned before, there was a video clip that I seen earlier today. I mean, somebody tweeted it on Twitter, but it was through a camera, and they said something, talking about how she was being an attention seeker. So I'm looking at both sides of the coin right now. So right now, I'm going to say right here, both sides of the coin are in some ways at fault, but I feel like one side is more at fault with the other. You have the harassers and bullies on one side, and then you have the people that, I'm not saying everybody's doing this, but I feel like there's probably going to be a small group of people who are just going to buy the game just to spite the other side. Don't ever do that. Don't ever do that. Okay? Because that's going to make you look just as much of an attention seeker as the harassers and bullies. It's like you're basically challenging them to come to your channel and try to pull that same shit to you. And I'm saying you and your generally. So yeah, both sides, but more one side than the other, have their bad people. But now I want to play this clip. This is from False ID, who is a VTuber who is talking about the very first thing in this clip. I want to play this clip up until he changes the topic, and I want to give my 2 cents on it. So let's take a look. Well, I'll take a look at it, and you guys take a listen.
How far is too far? That is the question many are asking in regards to V Shoujo's Silverveil. Having been playing the controversial Hogwarts Legacy game on Twitch.tv, a game originally intended to be played by Vom's Project's Hikami Amano. Having been on hiatus for 1 month and planning to return by playing the Harry Potter game, but after receiving such pushback, which many classified as harassment and bullying, she had canceled that stream and has not been heard from for over 10 days now. And now the backlash against Silverveil for playing the game has gone even further. As here now we do have alleged tweets aimed at Silverveil stating, "I hate to say it, but bullying people is pretty much what fuels the internet, and not just Twitter. If this is news to you, you're clearly under 18. Pika, Silver, Rowling, Twitch, the game devs, and even all the actors of Harry Potter can all crawl back into their mother's fanny and die."
I just want to also point out in regard to that first tweet, I may say things here and there, but one thing I want to say, do they not remember how many people, a number of the actors, if not all the actors in the Harry Potter series, have actually gone on record to go against J.K. Rowling after she made those anti-trans comments. So many of them did. It's not even funny. The game devs, well, outside of, like I said before, outside of having to get permission from J.K. Rowling to make the game, they had nothing else. That's all they really needed was her permission. And of course they had to pay royalties to her for letting them use the game. Use her series to make the game. And the fact that this person actually name dropped a few content creators tells me they're very picky. And I can actually see that as a verbal. It's obviously not a physical death threat, but it is a verbal one because, I mean, to crawl back up your mother's fanny and die, if that doesn't sound like a death threat, I don't know what is.
Along with, "Don't do better, Silver, just stop. Cease, you're not wanted to hear anymore. Your time is literally up. Use the last amount of it wisely. You're going to end up in a body bag either way."
Again, if that doesn't sound like a fucking death threat, I don't know what is. It's ridiculous that people would get canceled or the name, yet the people trying to cancel gamers who play the game, the same types of people who wish to separate the art from artists music-wise. I feel like, yeah, you see, that's the problem. People are taking things so seriously over a video game that it's ridiculous. If you hate the artist, the writer J.K. Rowling, fine. But if you understand that people are going to play the game because of, or if you're going to misinterpret the fact that people are playing a game because of your belief that it's because they're transphobic, when in reality a number of them are playing a game because they support the franchise, but not the writer herself, that's a big issue. And as I said, and I said this on Twitter earlier, what I said on Twitter earlier kind of goes along with it, in that, how did I put it on Twitter? I have to think about that. Hold on, I know what I said on Twitter, but I can't think exactly word for word what I put in a tweet. It'll probably come back to me, but I had that thought. I like the way the XQC put it. People being too serious, it's a game. People are spending money on way worse than it. Oh yeah, now I remember what I said. Besides, even if I wanted to get the game, because I'm still up in the air of getting it or not, even if I wanted the game, I know full well that J.K. Rowling would get some money, like a certain amount of money from the game, from my copy of the game. That's a small price to pay. Those people that were saying, she's gonna donate all of the money that she gets to anti-trans groups. You do realize there are other more important things than, anti-trans groups. Donate money to them, right? Everybody knows a person that's living on their own has to have 3 things at least: a roof over your head, food to put on the table, and something to take you to and from work. Like if it's a car, a bike, or something. Or you could just walk there, but still, she's not going to spend every little penny that she makes on those groups. Let's see what was I saying. The game is a lot of fun to look at in a positive light. For instance, I'm supporting a game devs family that may have really needed the money. Yeah, I feel like most of that money is going to go toward the game devs, and a small bit of it is going to go to J.K. Rowling. But people want to look at the fact that she's making money off of a game in general. Regardless of how much money she's making out of it, they still just want to look at, well, she's making this money. So, yeah. I'm gonna play the video again now.
I received so many death threats and harassment and doxing and people doxing my friends and so much horrible, vile things all frustrating a fucking video game. It's just insane.
That being from Silvervale's most recent stream, confirming death threats, harassment, and doxing. This latest backlash kicked off when it was noticed in Silvervale's chat on twitch.tv that the word trans couldn't be used. As here we have Silvervale blocked the word trans on her stream, tested it to make sure is true. This particular screenshot not showing a normal moderated message from a human moderator, but instead kicked off from the auto mod, which can be set to different levels on.
Just for the record, the screenshot is involving a chat on Twitch. Just so we're all clear on what I'm seeing here.
Twitch.tv. This is then pointed out, Automod is not set by streamers. Shouldn't you know that if you are a VTuber? So.
Wait, hold on, what?
From the auto mod, which can be set to different levels on twitch.tv. This is then pointed out, auto mod is not set by streamers. Shouldn't you know that if you are a VTuber?
Let's see. People have taken this situation way too serious. It's a damn game, and people are being threatened and mentally / verbally abused. Many friendships may be passionate about it, just like FFS. Oh, we're not even halfway through this clip that I want to play. We're just getting started. Just take a listen to this whole story and you'll see why I made this live stream to begin with.
Silvervale then taking to Discord to address this, stating, "Thank you for asking here instead of dogpiling random tweets. Word trans by itself is held by Automod for review. It's Twitch default Automod behavior. I haven't banned any words in chat other than ones used only for harassment. I don't know where people are getting these ideas about me, but it's really hurtful. I'll address it formally when I feel okay enough to talk to everyone." Further stating, "I didn't know this was Twitch Automod behavior because no one has randomly said only that word in chat. It's been used in sentences just fine. I've always been supportive and understanding of the LGBT community, so all of this has been a lot to deal with. As I said before, I'll address it formally, but I want this to stay a cozy place for people to relax and make friends." Silvervale then taking to stream, with this message being pinned in chat. "No, the word trans is not banned here in chat. It never was. Automod at level 2 blocks the word when it is used by itself, assuming that is an insult, and not when it has been used in a sentence. This has never been a problem before, so we just..."
Like I said earlier, there doesn't seem to claim it's okay to separate art from the artist. I know many who are used at its with R. Kelly. However, they don't seem to realize that still supports them. Well, see, that's kind of going a little bit, not too much, but a little off topic. Because, on the one hand, we're talking about two people that are involved in things that, you know, people it's like the game and want to have fun. I don't care what JK does with their life. I hope she doesn't decide to be negative with it, but at the end of the day, I don't make her choices for her. It's true. But here's the thing. It's like, for me, like, I can understand somebody like R. Kelly or Bill Cosby, J.K. Rowling. I honestly think I'm just referring to the whole subject in general. Yeah, I get that. Yeah, I understand that. You know, I wouldn't really separate the art from the artist. Like, I would still think of, you know, reading a story. Like, if I was to listen to a song or like read a story or play a game or watch a TV show or watch a movie or something, and somebody that I don't like is involved in it, is involved in that thing, I would just say straight out, I don't support this person. Not now, probably not ever. After some of the shit they've done. Like, of course, somebody like R. Kelly, I know I'm delving into name dropping a few controversial figures now, but people like R. Kelly, Bill Cosby, Marilyn Manson, Drake Bell, to name a few, I probably would not want to be interacted unless I'm doing something that would require, you know, having to listen to that music or to watch some of their work. Casually, I wouldn't do it casually. You know, because of obvious reasons. But even if I wanted to do it casually, I would still want to make it known that I don't support any of the people that I just listed. That I just said I would not support them in any way. I mean, hell, considering the fact that, I mean, considering the fact that you have ways of, like, nowadays with the internet, you actually do have ways of, you have ways of getting something for free, like listening to something for free, watching a movie or TV show for free, even playing video games for free, aka piracy, which is illegal, by the way. I should point that out. There are still ways without piracy to actually get things for free. PlayStation Plus, Xbox Live Gold, so that way you can get the game for free and it's not really, you know, giving money to the people that you don't like that were involved in the game, you know what I mean? Like, it's not giving them money. Like, hell, just get your shit at a fucking yard sale. Because the people that are making money at a yard sale are the people who are having the yard sale. It's not in any way, shape, or form it's not in any way, shape, or form supporting the people behind it. You're just giving money you're just giving money to people who are selling it at a yard sale. It's not going to the it's not going to go in any way, shape, or form to the person that you don't care for. You know? There are so many ways to spend your money on something that you don't like, but knowing that it won't go to the person or people involved that you don't like. Where do you think I got this at? I got this. I believe either at a yard sale or at Bargain Box. Knowing full well that me buying this game would not in any way, shape, or form support J.K. Rowling, because the game, it has been like, let me see this, been almost 20 years since this game came out. I bought this at a Bargain Box or a yard sale. So I know for a damn fact that me buying this game would not have the money that I used to pay for it go to J.K. Rowling, because this was a second-hand purchase, not a purchase at a store like Walmart, Toys R Us, GameStop, whatever. You see where I'm going with this? So yeah, there are ways to buy things without actually without in some ways supporting the artist, but also not giving the money either. You know, that's just how I see it. But I wanted to get back into this video real quick. I'm gonna play back this whole bit here.
Is for people to relax and make friends. Silvervale then taking the stream with this message being pinned in chat. No, the word trans is not banned here in chat. It never was. Automod at level 2 blocks the word when it is used by itself, assuming that is an insult, and not when it has been used in a sentence.
Because people do just say trans and try to get people to respond to that as if it's an insult. You know, it'd be really funny if somebody said trans and like in a transgender's chat, and the transgender would be like, "Yes, I am trans. Thank you for noticing." If that actually ever happened, I would honestly find that hilarious, because that's basically the transgender streamer basically going back, getting their comeuppance on the dumbass who are trying to be an attention seeker and get their 5 minutes of fame. But it would not end well for him anyway, so...
This has never been a problem before, so we did not have it added to the permitted words list, which allows it to bypass Automod. We now do. You can test this yourself in any chat with Automod set to level 2. Silver would then begin her stream, explaining why she's addressing it on a stream.
This was the best way to talk to Mike.
I don't really see... I think that you shouldn't have played the music over what she's about to say. Mr. False ID, I'm just saying.
Community directly, because you guys are the people that I care about the most out of everything. I care about you guys, not the random people jumping on a hate mob for clout and attention and wanting to feel special and give themselves a pat on the back for bullying the stupid Harry Potter nerd. But yeah, I don't know. I didn't want to give in to the bullying from all the terminally online Twitter freaks that don't even watch my streams. I don't know anything about me because I'd been backed into a corner. So that is what I did.
Can you guys understand why I'm not liking the music being played over her trying to talk? Because I can somewhat barely not hear it. I just refer to the whole subject in general. Yeah, I got that. Try not to sound like I want to start an argument or, I don't want to sound too crazy over it. I'm just saying my 2 cents. I said my 2 cents. But I did want it. But there's a reason why I wanted to play this clip involving at least a small part of the whole controversy.
People have taken to spreading lies and trying to slander me in the most ridiculous of ways, and people are believing it, so here I am explaining the facts.
Of course, will you be on to that? I have some stuff for us to watch and chat about. Probably, we'll see, because I actually don't know, because I do have to get up early tomorrow morning. I gotta be at work at 10 a.m. tomorrow morning, so I might not be able to this time. because I'll probably be going to bed by stream's end. What time is it anyway? It's about 12:08, so I'll probably be going to bed here shortly. You know, every time when I see the message retracted nowadays, I get a little bit scared because, and it's going off topic from what we were discussing, because here recently, I've been having issues with, I've had issues twice now, with people being banned off of my chat rooms, and not being able to say a fucking word, because somebody, and I still don't know who, decided, to, just ban people from saying something. Saying anything for that matter. So, excuse me for being a little bit like, uh-oh, I hope nothing, being a little, what's the word I'm looking for? I'm trying to think of the word here. I know what word I'm looking for, but I just can't say it. A little bit cautious, I guess you could say. I don't know. Anyway.
Silvervale would then go on to describe a friend who was a developer on the game and who had also received death threats.
I streamed it because someone I care about is on the development team, and I wanted to support them and show their hard work because he was really, really excited. He was proud to have such a big part in a game this big. Like, this is a big, big game. And he just got death threats and harassment when he told people that he worked on it. He literally got canceled by people for saying that he worked on this game. It's literally his job.
Further, she...
Oh yeah, I could already hear some of the people I can already hear some of the people being like, what's the name? Let's look up the name. I want to know the name. Knowing full well that she's obviously not going to say the name because that would send the haters and the threat senders over to him. So then that would, of course, lead them to not believe her.
He would state the boycott at this time is being known only for abuse.
This boycott is being known for nothing but hatred and abuse. This kind of hate mob mentality does literally nothing but muddy the conversation for support and understanding of legitimate trans right conversations. Like, all that people will think about when they hear the word trans is like this boycott and bullying people, and that's not what anyone wants at all.
Further, Silvervale would state this is not the proper way to go about a boycott.
And I hope you enjoyed your time here while you were here. And it's okay if you don't want to be here anymore, but harassing people because they played a video game is not how you go about proper activism and try to make legitimate changes.
Next, Silverwood under...
And that's true, actually. That is very much true. I wouldn't know how to boycott a video game because one thing I know about trying to boycott video games, 9 out of 10 times they don't fucking work. You'd be amazed at how many of these news stations always try to, no matter which side of the coin, whether it's a left side or a right side, whenever a video game boycott is planned, the opposite effect happens. 9 out of 10 times they try to boycott a game. Nearly every time. The only times that they've worked were obviously games that were based on real life things. Like Replay, there actually is a game like that. Do not look it up, I kid you not. Do not look that game up. You will be like, who the fuck made this game? What the hell was going through their mind? you know, things like that. They had School Massacre. I think it was like School Massacre RPG. I think, which was based on some school. I think it was Columbine school shooting. You had you just have so many of these games made that I can understand some backlash to them, like the ones that are based on real life situations and trying to actually mimic them. Like, actually mimic them. Not show us exactly what happened from a person's perspective, but more like trying to mimic, trying to mock the incident in question. Those would be the type of games I would never get behind. But if they were trying to make a game based on an event that took place, but more in educational sense, and not so much as a means to downplay what happened, or like you're defending the wrongdoers of any events that took place, those type of games I couldn't get behind. But if you're doing it in an educational sense, and you're being open to every side, like being the informative educational side of things, then I could kind of get behind it. It just depends. But if you're trying to mock or in any other way trying to downplay something very serious, then I would go against that.
The fact that many streamers are scared to play the game.
Like, there's so many streamers that aren't streaming the game not because they agree with this boycott, but because they're scared. They're scared of the hate mob. They've even flat out said that they're scared, and you think it's fine. You think it's fine that they're terrified to play a video game.
Okay, that kind of comment, I know she's aiming it at the harassers and bulliers. I know she's doing that. But so many people were actually looking at it like she was targeting the trans community as a whole. Whereas if you listen to the full clip, that is not what she's doing. She's sticking with the harassers and bulliers. She's not going after the trans community as a whole in that comment.
Fear should not be the answer. Harry Potter meant the world to me when I was little. I've talked about this a lot on stream, and like it was my whole childhood. It was a world to escape to, and I went to every book release in my little robe and my little scarf with my best friends. And that was my whole world. That was my whole childhood. Like, I didn't have a great childhood, and Harry Potter made it so much better. And yeah, it sucks. It sucks that that's being tied with such horrible ideals. But it's something totally different, you know? Getting to experience the nostalgia of the best parts of my childhood in the form of like an amazing, super high quality modern game was like a dream come true for me.
Going further, she would say more about other streamers being harassed.
Like, there's been so many streamers that play the game that are trans and they still get harassed. There's people that stream the game while hosting a trans charity that get harassed.
I've actually heard of that. I've heard of that. And I've just heard that in general people that play the game have been harassed and bullied.
And that just doesn't make sense to me. Like, at all. Like, another VTuber that I'm friends with and really fond of literally has been, like, completely wiped from the internet because of this harassment. And, like, I don't know if she's gonna come back. And it's just because of this.
Once again,
I wonder if that's in reference toward the first person that they were discussing who took a month-long break and was planning to come back by streaming Hogwarts Legacy, but because the pushback was so bad that she just canceled the stream and she has not been heard since. I get the feeling that's who this is in reference toward.
Again, we do have that moment describing the death threats, harassment, and doxing.
Like, I've received so many death threats and harassment and doxing and people doxing their friends and like so much horrible, vile things all over streaming a fucking video game. It's just insane.
As Silvervale would go on to end her stream saying this.
I don't wanna, like, I wanna talk to you guys and explain because it's fucked up and it's not fair and it's all lies. And I don't know why they pick me.
We all know why they would pick someone like you. It's because in your community, in the VTuber community, Silvervale is one of the most popular streamers, whether it's on YouTube or Twitch. She's still one of the most popular streamers, so of course they're going to go after those type of people who are very popular and who are playing the game. That's pack mentality. That's just how dumbass people. That's just how people can be with pack mentality. They go after somebody, regardless of the rhyme or reason. They still go off on somebody. They take a whole group of people, let's harass this person, and that's what they do. Because she just happens to be a popular figure in the community of VTubers that she's in. That's just how it is in the world of the internet. People just somehow lose the common sense because they hide behind the power of anonymity. And they do shit like this. That's just how it is. I don't know why that's how it is, but that's just how it is.
Thank you for being understanding. And I love you guys. I am sorry if I upset anyone or hurt anyone's feelings. I didn't mean to. I never mean to.
I think we've heard enough of this. And I also wanted to point something out. I did say if you were to go to YouTube.com and look up Hogwarts Legacy harassment, you will see a good amount of people, not just me, but a lot of people who are being harassed by it. The one that I remember the most is this one by XQC. Reacts to streamer harassed for playing Hogwarts Legacy. Shows no for pride. Listen to this.
Or like I'm barely into the second combat here, and every time I look at chat, it's just the conversation is just like
maybe we can do like
bothering
a
me.
be right back, like a little break or something.
You can take a break if you want. I'll just stop talking and I'll just go fight and do the combat.
Dude, this.
Y'all done did it now.
Dude, I can't imagine. Even his guess is it people being trolls? Dude.
That's like one little slip up.
This is one of those situations, dude, that you wish that people were trolling you. Because that would be kind of whatever, right? You could kind of see it, it'd be easier to process. People are just fucking shitty and stupid. That's the real problem. Dumb ass
But now it's like
Andes.
Yeah, there was a video that sparked a lot of, that was there was so many people that were going crazy on this game, and they were even harassing somebody for playing the game some days ago. I remember reading an article about how there was a Twitch clip that went viral because somebody was literally brought to tears because so many people went to their stream and just started harassing them just because they were playing this game. So let me tell you guys this much, okay? As I've said before, because I feel like anybody new doesn't know this, I still have yet to decide if I'm going to play this game or not. And if I am, I just want to say one thing. If anybody ever comes to my streams just to be a troll and, try to harass or bully me because how dare I play this game, I thank you because you just gave me a free viewer. You just gave me a free view, which is going against exactly what you're trying not to do. You're giving me a free view because you're going, like, when you're, like, as far as YouTube goes, when you go to a streamer's, to a content creator's stream and they're playing a game, you're going against that. You're going against what you're trying to do because you're giving them a free view for their view count. And you're helping them with their numbers. Like, even if it's just a one and done, you're still helping their numbers. So, here's how it is. If you don't like the game, fine. I will respect your decision on whether you like the game or not like the game. And as much as I would respect your decision whether to play a game or not play a game. Because unlike some people, I'm not so fucking petty that I'm gonna go to a person's stream to the stream of somebody who is playing a game that I personally don't care for, regardless of the reason, because trying to say, well, I hate this game, play something else, that is very disrespectful toward, excuse me, that is being very disrespectful toward the content creator because you're trying to dictate what they can or cannot play. Well, I hate to burst the bubbles of people who think like that, but it's not your channel. You have no say in what a content creator does or does not play. You have the power to say what you do or don't want to play in regard to anybody doing that shit to you, but you don't have the power to tell another content creator what they can or cannot play, or say, or do. You can disagree with what they say, play, or do, but you can't control what they say, play, or do. People seem to forget that, so I feel like it's mine and however many people's responsibility. It's our duty to let y'all know about that. And if you don't like it, well, I'm sorry to say, the real world can be a pain in the ass sometimes. Sometimes you gotta be met with, sometimes you just gotta be met with that, with, people about to tell you off on you not knowing what common sense you should know about by this point in your life. Even if you're a little kid, you should know a little bit of common sense. Like, and I do mean a little bit, because I know that kids are still learning. They're still young, so obviously. The reason why you're hearing something in the background is because I want to see something in the, I want to see if there's a little something in the eShop. I'm pretty sure they probably took it down in response to people going off on the game. I'm pretty sure either it's not yet released or like that was like a closed beta of Hogwarts Legacy that was being played. Either way, I'll just stay up the record now, regardless of whether I choose to play the game or not. I will still support the people who are, that I know and support to this day, who are still playing the game, because I know they're not, because I know for a damn fact they're not playing it because they agree with what J.K. Rowling has said. They're doing it because they wanted to play the game, and or they, just like yours truly, have enjoyed the Harry Potter franchise, like the Harry Potter series, whether it's the books, the movies, or something in between. How far into this am I? I feel like I'm like on the tail end of January now. Let me see here. Yeah, like, I'm not even in the tail end, I'm literally in the previous year. Tail end of the previous year. Oh, and, so yeah. I'm not really gonna go off on any, this is a live stream / VOD that isn't going after, you know, the people who are respecting the decision of other people on whether or not they want to play the game or not. But this is a bit of a call out on those who are not playing the game but are harassing or bullying other people into trying not to play the game. Mainly them, but I do also want to say for anybody that is playing the game but is trying to get people to play the game when they don't want to. If anybody is doing that as well, don't. Because, just like I said, there's a reason why people want to play the game, and there are reasons why people don't want to play. Why other people don't want to play. Other people don't want to play the game. That's just how it be. If you don't like it, I'm sorry, but that's just how the world works. But yeah, so my stance on it, people just need to grow up, stop acting childish, and just move on with their fucking life. Because this game is going to continue to grow the more the people are boycotting it the way they're doing it. And even if people are choosing not to stream it, that is not also stopping them from just simply playing it. Really. And I am not going to stop supporting and I'm not going to stop being friends with people who are choosing to play the game because, as I said before, if they want to play the game, that's up to them. If they don't want to play the game, that's up to them as well. As far as I'm concerned, I'll still support anybody that is being respectful toward the other side, regardless if it's people being respectful to my side of the coin or people from my side of the coin being respectful to the other side of the coin. I will still support I will support those people. But the people who are acting like a little bit of, who are acting like harassers, bullies, and assholes pretty much, nope, I'm not going to support you if you continue down this road of being harassers, bulliers, and assholes. I won't do it as long as you keep acting like this. People may not like it, but that's life. That's just how it is. With that being said, ladies and gentlemen, if you guys want to start up a conversation in the comments down below after this VOD is uploaded, all I ask is to be adults, use your fucking brain, and I have to use that word because in the world of the internet there are people, not all people, but there are people out there who don't use their brain because the power of anonymity somehow prevents them from using it. And I don't know why, but they don't. So, with that being said, all I ask, if you're going to have a conversation in the comment section after watching this live stream / VOD, all I ask is to be respectful, be kind to one another. It does not take that much to do so. It really doesn't. And all I ask, if you guys cannot come up with, good conversation, then just end it. Don't try to continue it. If you're feeling like you're about to get a little bit upset over with that person, just drop it, move on with your day, and you can just go back to it if you are in a good state of mind. That's all I'm saying. With that being said, ladies and gentlemen, that is going to do it for me here this evening. I appreciate anybody that stopped by, even for a brief period, to hear what I have to say. And if you're going to watch the VOD, I highly suggest that you watch it all the way through and not just through bits and pieces. Because my viewpoint has been made clear. I will be a middleman person, but I do not support nor condone those who are harassing and bullying people. I just can't get behind that. But if you can respect others' opinions and choices as far as that game goes, I will continue to respect what you believe in regard to the game, regardless of whether you like it or hate it, or whether you want to play it or not. With this all being said, ladies and gentlemen, you guys have a good rest of your night, and I will see you guys tomorrow, because I'll be streaming another new game that I bought last night. You will see what that game is tomorrow night, and again, no, it's not Hogwarts Legacy, but it is a game that has been given, with the exception of one Jim Sterling, pretty much a set of rave reviews for it. Until then, ladies and gentlemen, this is Forrest Walpole, signing off.